Owning a Singxer Audio SU6 D2D converter for 2 years now, I know Singxer's quality with digital equipment. And then I saw the SA90 Mono Class AB power amplifier. It delivers 120 watts in 8 ohms and 200 watts in 4 ohms. For just under 1400 euros a pair, it sounds very promising. Class D power amplifiers seem to have taken over the world. They are switching amplifiers and can sound poor to very good. They easily have powerful lows, but having the mid-range sound clean only happens by the better, more recent designs. Class AB amplifiers are linear amplifiers that more easily have a clean musical mid-range and highs, while only the better designs offer powerful lows. Although based on real-world experience, this of course is a gross generalization. So let's first see where the SA90s are to be used. The SA90s have to be connected to a pair of loudspeakers on the output side and a preamplifier on the input side. The function of the latter is to select an input and set the volume. It is connected to the SA90s over either a pair of XLR or RCA interconnects. This classic setup would be with either a turntable or CD player connected to the preamp, or both of course. A more contemporary setup would have a streamer with integrated preamp connected to your network to play music from the streaming services and play locally stored music on your computer or NAS. Selecting music is usually done on a smartphone or tablet. Since the streamer Annex preamp also contains a DAC, you could easily connect a CD transporter or CD player to it over SPDIF and connect the Toslink output of your TV to it. The SA90 has a sturdy black metal housing measuring 216 by 320 by 80 mm and weighs 7.5 kilograms. Functionally, power amplifiers are quite simple since most of the work is done by the preamplifier. Therefore, on the front we only see a mute button and an LED indicating the mute status. On the rear we see a ground terminal, a unbalanced input on RCA, the balanced input on XLR and a small switch to select which of the two inputs is used. The speaker terminals accept banana plugs, forks and bare wire. The mains fuse holder and the IEC mains inlet are combined, with above it the power switch. Inside, the cooling profile separates the large toroidal transformer from the electronics, which is a great way to block stray magnetic fields. The transformer itself is also shielded, so magnetic fields have little chance to cause problems. On the electronic side, the low AC voltages coming from the transformer are rectified here into DC voltages and buffered. Locally, the DC power is further regulated to feed the input buffering and driver amps. The power transistors are mounted against the cooling profile. This gives a better picture. Top left we see the temperature sensor to prevent overheating. A pair of SA90s were connected to the Acoustic Energy Radiance 1 loudspeakers over Kimber 4PR loudspeaker cable. To fully judge the low-end qualities of the SA90s, I did not connect a REL T5 subwoofer this time. As streamer and preamp, I opted for the Volumio Motivo connected to the SA90s over Volumio XLR cables. The Clean B socket of the Upton Audio Ether Regen switch was connected to the Ethernet port on the Motivo. The connection to the rest of the network was over fiber. See my video about my reference setups March 2024. Link at the usual places. Also connected to the dirty A side of the Ether Regen was the Rune Nucleus 1 server. I could have used the small green computer Sonic Transport i7 CDR that is downstairs, but I thought it must be a good idea to use the much cheaper Rune server to give you an idea of a well-balanced setup. price-wise that is. As long as you don't want more than 100,000 tracks indexed and you don't want hefty DSP functions, there will be no difference between the two. The Sonic Transporter offers running other server programs at the same time, like Minim Server, DLA and Audivana Studio, which isn't possible on the Nucleus One. The equipment was placed on an 80s target rack. The lows are well controlled and have a good texture. The mid-range and highs are very open and musical. There is a good stereo image with, for this price, excellent width and depth. The SA90s offer a natural flow that invites you to enjoy more music. It made me wonder how well it would perform when combined with more upmarket products. So I moved the SA90s downstairs. Here is setup 2. The SA90s were connected to the PMC FAC12 Singxer loudspeakers on Stack Audio OVA 70 isolators over AudioQuest Robinhood Zero loudspeaker cable. The source was the Grim Audio Mewtwo digital player and DAC. It was connected to the SA90s over Grim Audio SQM cable. The network connection comes from the Singxer GS1900-10 HP switch. The Network Acoustics Eno 2 system Ethernet filtering was placed between the Singxer switch and the Grim player. The connection to the internet was over a Ziggo business modem, connected to the Singxer switch over a Cat6 patch cable. Also connected here is the small green computer Sonic Transport i7 CDR 3rd generation that runs Rune Server, Minim Server and Audivana Core at the same time. Controlling these music server programs was over an iPad Pro 2 and the matching apps. The equipment was placed in a Creative Trend 3-3 rack. The Grim Audio Mewtwo was placed on Stack Audio over EQ equipment isolators. Here it became clear that for a deep, well-controlled low end you don't need a Class D amp. The PMC loudspeakers go deep. Very deep. I sold the subwoofer that used to be here. The SA90s keep full control almost all of the time. Having a sensitivity of only 84 dB at 1 watt at 1 meter, they need 4 dB more power than average, which the SA90s were happy to provide. The aforementioned musicality and non-fatiguing character was also obvious. Of course, they were no match for the Air Acoustics AX520 that normally functions here, where resolution and control was concerned. But that's a 21K amplifier. Having said that, in this combination much of the qualities of the Grim player were represented quite well. I rate the SA90s top of my setup 2. There's one thing I don't understand. Why are there no 12V trigger inputs, so that the source can switch on and off the SA90s? It is the easiest of easy add-ons and hopefully will be in an MK2 version. Sound-wise they are slightly on the warm side, unlike Class D amps in this price range. A quality I can appreciate in amps. One of the reasons I like the Arcam Radia A25 amp I use in my setup too. Having separate mono amps means that there have to be 2 housings and 2 power supplies, which has an impact on the price of course. The advantage is that you now could place the amps near the loudspeakers and that when the power is needed in one amp, the other amp cannot feel the power surge in the first amp. That this is all possible for a retail price of only €1,400 a pair is the biggest surprise. And on that bombshell we come to the end of this video. There will be a new video next week, so subscribe to this channel or follow me on Patreon, Facebook, LinkedIn or Instagram to stay informed when new videos are out. Help me reach even more people by giving this video a thumbs up or link to this video on the social media. It is much appreciated. Many thanks to those viewers that support this channel financially. It keeps me independent and lets me improve the channel further. If that makes you feel like supporting my work too, the links are in the comments below this video on YouTube. I'm Hans Beekhuizen, thank you for watching and see you next week. And whatever you do, enjoy the music.